Spiritual and Alchemist Experience. So today we're going to be talking about what it is to be an alchemist. So for starters, I consider myself an alchemist because I am able to turn negative energy into positive things, positive energy, positive outcomes, all of the above. So I'm a natural alchemist. Before I even knew what an alchemist was, I been doing it my whole life. Like, I've been through so much stuff, and I've always been able to come out on top and put myself back together and everything. So that's one thing. And I didn't realize what alchemist was. I never came across that term until I started going down Threads, right? And Threads has a lot of spiritual stuff on there that I look at because I'm very spiritual. I would say I'm spiritual, if anything, you know. So I believe in like my guides, my ancestors, the Most High, you know, God Himself. I believe in all that. I pray, I meditate, I do everything. Okay, so, and this is like, I learned about the term of an alchemist before I even started meditating, everything, like in the beginning of my spiritual journey. So when I first heard of the term alchemist, I was going through a lot of stuff, you know. Like, I had just moved out of my grandma's house, you know, and I had moved into my own place. And the place that I had moved into, I had asked my child's father to help me because I have an eviction in my name when I was, you know, 20, 21. I'm 23 now, but yeah, like 2 years ago I had gotten an eviction or whatever. And so I lived with my grandma, and it was like over like dang near 20 people living in that house. So she was like, oh yeah, like, when are you moving out? Like, this was only temporary, which I understood, you know. I was trying my best to get out there. I was working and everything. I was a server, and I had saved up a lot of money. I just had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to put in applications because of my eviction. So I hit my baby daddy up, and I'm like, can you help me get an apartment or whatever? Because I know he does CPNs and all that stuff or whatever. So long story short, I gave him the money to move into this apartment. He said he already had, he wasn't using it anymore. And I'm like, cool, whatever, you know, like, long as it's decent and I have somewhere to take my kids and everything. So then a couple days later, I'm in the apartment, and they put a late fee on the door. So it was already behind like $5,000. $5,000. Who got $5,000 after I just gave him like $1,600 plus like $500 or $600 on top of that just because he needed it? And I was like, okay, whatever, like, I'll help you out. So then fast forward, it's coming down to time, like, oh, he's like, before they kick you out, give you an eviction, I'm gonna help you get somewhere else to stay. And I'm like, okay, nice, period. Like, we gonna be out of here before they kick us out. But he didn't. Like, he never, I don't think he ever planned on it, because he expected me to like be with him or whatever, because he's a PIMP, if you know what I mean. And I wasn't going for that. I had a job and all that. I was not going to that. Like, no. So because I didn't want to fuck with him, I felt like that's the reason why he never got the apartment. Like, he thought me being there in that apartment and getting an eviction and everything would send me like in a frenzy and be like, okay, whatever, like, I'll do what you want to do, I'll be with you, I'm gonna do this, and when I do that, then he's gonna give me an apartment. But I didn't do that, so he never did. Anyways, I was going through it. Like, I had a roommate, she was my friend and everything, and we were both going through it, and I didn't know what to do. So I'm on my phone on Threads scrolling, and I see alchemist. I look at alchemist, I'm like, oh, what's the alchemist? And literally it says like the first stage of alchemy is being tossed into like a whole bunch of situations one after another that's like like real life situations that's gonna like mess with you, and like a whole bunch of tower moments. If you know like tarot, you know tower moments. Yes, like tower moments, a whole bunch of tower moments, one after another. So that's literally what it was. Like it was first, it was the eviction, didn't know where to go, what I was gonna do. You know, I got 2 kids, my mom staying with me, my best friend staying with me at the time, and everything. So I was like, oh my god. So then I had to move here, which is a weekly. So I pay weekly to live here because I had nowhere else to go. And my friend, she was like, you know, like we had already had a talk and everything, saying that no matter what happens, like we're gonna stick together and we're gonna work it out, like wherever we end up, like that we're gonna stick together because we get our shit done. Like that's us, we do our shit. So then we move here, and my mom, she was living with me, but she was just on one. Like my mom, she suffers from addiction, so she was taking pills that I told her I didn't want in my house and everything. So she was acting crazy and just acting crazy and like stumbling and talking mess, you know, call people on the phone telling them I'm tripping because I have attitude the whole time. I'm like, I'm going through something, trying to figure out where we're gonna go. So like she's messing with me on top of everything that I'm already going through. And so we moved here, and I felt bad because I had left her over there, and I knew that they were coming to, you know, the sheriff and everybody was coming to that place. So I felt bad, and I went and I got her and I brought her here. So when I brought her here, the next day, like we spent the night here and then the next day I went to go get her, and then I picked my friend up from work, and when I got here I came back and it was like a tornado ran through my whole thing, like my whole apartment. Like everything was on the floor, like just messed up. And my mom's like, looked like she's going through my stuff, but she's like out of her mind. So she's saying like, oh no, I'm trying to put everything back. I'm like, if you're trying to put everything back, why are you sitting on the floor going through my stuff? Mind you, the same tote that she's going through, I had money in there saved up, like cash. So I'm like, that's kind of weird, like why are you going through my stuff? And didn't put 2 and 2 together or anything like that, but I'm just like, what the heck. So as I'm cleaning up, my friend, she just takes her stuff, whatever she had here, and she leaves. I'm thinking like, you know, she's taking her stuff out because my mom is going through stuff. But the whole time, like she left, like she dipped, didn't come back. And I was just like, that was another thing. That was another tower moment. Like I'm like, okay, now I'm here by myself. I was like really messed up at the time. And my mom tripping. So then a couple days go by, like, and I kicked my mom out because she's just doing too much. Like she was just, it was just so many lies. I couldn't keep up with anything she was saying. So I told her she had to go. Like I literally pushed her and her stuff out of the door. Like I was fed up. She was outside, nobody wants to come get her. Like my family, I have family that lives here, and nobody wanted to come get her. She was sitting in front of my door for 6 hours. And at this point it's getting dark, and I'm like, please somebody come get her. Like I don't want to let her back in my house. So earlier that day, we had called, well, she called my auntie Elaine, which is her aunt, so which is like my great aunt. But she called Auntie Elaine and was like, oh, like, Auntie Elaine said she's gonna send us some money because she knows you need help, woody woo. And I'm like, okay. So that's why when she came back from the store and she didn't have my half of the money, I was so fed up. I'm like, bro, you know I need help. Like, why would you go in Target and spend my money? Like, I was so mad. So I kicked her out. But whole time I didn't even know. Like, I called Auntie Elaine that night as she's sitting outside my door, and me and my cousin are talking to her, and she told us like that conversation never happened. So basically she was just trying to come up with like ways to cut, to show for the money that she had that wasn't even hers, because it was mine. It was my money that she had the whole time, and I didn't even know because I wasn't going checking my stash every day counting what I had, because I knew what I had. I didn't have to count. The conversation between them never happened, right? So she was never on the phone. with her. She never said she was going to send this money or anything. So what I came down to the conclusion was like she was trying to come up with like ways to say like how she got the money that she has, right? So mind you, I didn't know, like I wasn't sitting there counting my money every day trying to make sure like nobody's stealing from me, because I worked as a server and I got cash tips, so I would put my cash tips in my savings like on the side or whatever, because I also got paid my check. So I would use my card majority of the time and at least put half of what I made every day I left work, and I would put it up, so I had a decent amount of money saved up because I was working there for almost a whole year. So anyways, she had stole my money and I didn't know until after I put her out. So as she's sitting in front of my door and I find out like, oh my gosh, she has been stealing from me, because I counted my money and I was like trying to, because I had lent my friend $400 and I'm trying to figure out like, I could have sworn I put that money back in there, but like I just wasn't putting two and two together. Like I'm like, maybe I'm tripping, you know, like maybe I didn't put the money back in there. Like I thought I did, but whatever. So my money was already feeling a little light. So then when I found out like she never had that conversation with Auntie Elaine, I'm like, she's been stealing my money. Like, oh my God, she's been stealing my money. The whole time she's staying with me, like we had a whole deep conversation the day before this, and like we sat down and I thought we were getting somewhere, but like clearly we didn't get anywhere. Like she was just playing me the whole time. And like this is my mom, so like I feel like I'm still like healing from this a little bit, only because like I love my mom, like of course, like that's my mom, but it's like that wasn't the first time she stole from me, not the second, I don't know, maybe the third or fourth, I don't know. Like I know 2 times she did, third time not gonna happen again. So I'm just like, I cannot let her stay here. Like somebody need to come get her, please, 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 please come get her. Like she can't stay here with me. And I felt scared. Like I'm like, if she comes back in here and I let her sit outside all day, I feel like she's gonna try to do something to me. Like that's just how I felt. I'm like, like she could act cool all she wants. As soon as I go to sleep, she might try to kill me. I don't know. So anyways, the other things I wanted to say was during this time, like I was dealing with this guy. Like at first it started off cool, everything right, met him at a party. I didn't want to talk to him anyway. Like he kept trying to talk to me and I was just like, no, like I'm cool. Like I had just stopped talking to somebody. Like he had me so messed up too, mind you. Like me and him started off cool too, and like it was like 1 month trial. After that, like he started being weird. Like he was just doing too much, and I had already got like attached to him, so it was like kind of hard to just like say like, you know, whatever. Like but this is like before my whole spiritual journey, so I was just trying to feel good, you know. So I would still let him come over even though I knew he was in other people's faces and everything. And as soon as I got done dealing with him, I met the next one. And it was cool with him too. And then my friend, we went to the party together. It was her cousin's party, so she ended up seeing him there. I guess they knew each other from school or whatever, high school. And she was like, oh no, like you should talk to him, like he's cool, he's super cool, like just talk to him. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, you know what, like give me your Instagram, like we could talk, we figure out what's up. So then we started hanging out. He was coming over every day, like chilling. And one night, me and her, we had went out. We came back, and we were just sitting there. Like we had to go to work in like an hour. Like so, we trying to lay down for an hour. And like right before we lay down, she was like, I don't know if like I want you guys to hang out because like me and him, like we did stuff before. And I was just like you're just now telling me this? Like I was like kind of like shook. Like I kind of figured though, because she told me a story. I thought she was talking about him, but apparently she wasn't, because I asked her and she was like, no, not him. But But like I had it in my back of my head, I'm like, I feel like they did something. So like when she told me this, like it was a surprise, but it wasn't at the same time, because I kind of felt like they did, but I didn't know for sure. So like when she told me, it was just like, dang, like I kind of felt that type thing. And like I thought you told me, but I guess that was just my mind telling me like, nah, like they did something too. Like whatever she's telling you, like it connected dots to him. So I kept hanging out with him because I talked to him. I'm like, what, how do you feel? Like, what do you think? And he was just like, you know, like we forget what she talking about. Like me and you, we talking like whatever. Like just because like he kept trying to say like she's jealous and stuff like that. And I was just like, no, I don't think she's jealous or nothing like that. I just think like she just feels some type of way because like me and you are talking, we're cool. I don't think she thought it would be like this, like we together every day. So then she ended up telling me like, oh, you like, you know, he's like a PIMP. And I'm just like, bro, he didn't say nothing to me about that. Like, that's crazy. Mind you, was already hanging out. So I asked him, I'm like, are you a PIMP? He's like, who told you that? I'm like, she did. And so like so his birthday, he's a Virgo. His birthday is September 4th. We started talking like middle of August. So by the time his birthday came, I'm like, okay, cool, like we finna kick it, whatever. So he comes over the night before and we end up getting like messed up. I fall asleep and they're up, you know, whatever, him, his cousin, and her till like the sunrise, I guess. He leaves before I even wake up, so I kind of felt some type of way, because I'm like, bro, I thought I was spending your birthday with you. He ended up like just doing his own little thing with his cousin, so I was kind of in my feelings. I'm just like, bro, like that's weird. First of all, like you left before I could even wake up. And you and her, like, I don't know, like I had already knew what was going on by this time. So like it was just like weird to me, but I didn't say nothing. I just like, I was cool about it. I was like, cool. But like whole time, like I was like kind of like, what? So that night comes, he goes out, and like I don't know, it was just weird. Like I feel like ever since that night of his birthday, like he just started acting totally different. So like I kind of like fell back. I told him like, you know, I'm not trying to do this with you, whatever. But like deep down, like I really did, you know, like I'm an Aquarius, so I was like, you know, I ain't trying to do this with you, but like deep down I did. So he took that and ran with it, and he just started fucking with bitches and stuff like that. So back on his PIMP, and he told me, oh, you told me like, oh, you didn't want to talk, so like I just took that and I decided to get some money. And I'm like, ugh. But little old me, of course, of me trying to be the person I am, trying to see the good in everybody, I'm like, you know, like, yeah, we can still fight with each other or whatever. So, but he just kept getting weirder and weirder and weirder. So like fast forward, I stopped messing with him. I'm not messing with him no more. And that was another thing. Like it was just a whole bunch of like I didn't feel worthy like of anybody's time or attention or like anything. Cause my friend, like since I was here, like my friend left me, everybody just left me, right? So and then my mom's still in front of me, and I was just here by myself. Mind you, I haven't been by myself in so long. And I was just crying and crying and crying and crying and crying like all day, because I just didn't, like, I never had the time to sit down and process everything that has been going on in my life for like the last couple years, right? So it was just a lot to even like handle by myself. But as time went on, like it got better, you know. And what I want to say is like an alchemist, that's like the thing, that's how it starts. Like when you're going through alchemy, that's how it starts. You go through a whole bunch of stuff, and there's a whole bunch of tower moments, right? And that's how it starts. Like that's how it starts. I feel like I've been an alchemist, but like that was like the start of my spiritual journey right there, alchemy. And so I just started to dissect my feelings and writing and journaling. Like I wrote a whole bunch. I have so much, dogs tore up this paper, but whatever. I just have so much that I wrote, and you know, just how I feel, writing my feelings, have no one to talk to. So like who else to tell but myself, you know? So all this, and I have a whole nother journal, but this is me going through everything that I was going through. And yeah, I just want to show you guys. So it says, who's going to be there for me when I need a shoulder to cry on? Who's going to wipe my tears and tell me everything's going to be all right? Who's going to hold me close and never think about letting me go? Who's going to give me unconditional love? Who's going to listen to me and understand me without judgment? Who's going to see my worth and value it? Who's going to see me for who I am and love every part of me that I keep hidden from the world? Who's going to give me reassurance whenever I'm unsure? Who's going to be with a woman with 2 kids and no support? Who's going to look at me and think who's going to look at me and think no other woman can compare? Who's going to be the one to come home to me every day and actually wants to be there? Who's going to take me serious instead of treating me like a joke? Who's going to realize I'm a human being with real emotions that I feel deeply? Who's going to see through the facade and know my soul is tired of betrayal? Who's going to stay instead of running away from the responsibility of love? So, like, that's one thing that I wrote, right? And that came from, like, the heart. Like, it still kind of, like, touches me a little bit, but anyways, that was just, one thing. So, I came down to the realization, like, I am that person who's going to be there for me. I'm going to be there for me every night. I'm going to be the one there for me and my 2 kids, and I'm going to treat myself serious instead of treating myself like a joke. Like, I was treating myself like a joke, thinking like somebody who is in other people's faces is going to be there for me. Like, he was only in it for himself. So, I'm going to be the one standing here for me instead of running from the responsibility of loving myself, So, yeah. Another thing, I just read the first sentence, so I'm gonna read it. If I would cut out any parts, if anything. So, for learning the reason I'm being taught, I'm better at spending time alone. Every day gets easier. I'm actually happy people switched up because now I'm able to actually learn how I am. I am being someone I've always been, but was afraid to be who I truly am. I want people to look at me and think, wow. I'm glad nobody wants to be my friend or anything because now I'm able to show myself that I don't need friends or anything. I'm my best friend, lover, mom, daughter, sister, neighbor, relative, and all of the above. To myself, then I'm to myself more than anybody can be. No one can treat me better than me. And that's just period. Like, that's just period, and that's where I am now. Like, I am on like a whole other level. Like, I felt like solitude is like really the key. Solitude is the key to becoming who you want to be. Say if like you're around other people all the time, like you're so focused on everybody else other than yourself. You don't give yourself time to dissect your own feelings and reflect and think about everything, like I needed that. Like, that was for me, and I felt like God put me in that situation to show me who was really there for me and who's not. So people will say like they want to help you, but actually they're helping you because they want something in the end. Like, it's something they're beneficial for them to want to help you. They're not helping you because they know you need help. They're helping you because they know in the end that you're going to help them in some way, which is, fine, like mutual exchange. But it was just a fact, like, for example, my mom helping me, like, the reason why she even came to stay with me is because I needed help taking care of my kids and working. So she was supposed to be babysitting me, helping me with the house and everything. And I had told her, because she stayed with me before in the apartment that I got my eviction in, I told her, like, I need you to actually be active, though. Like, you need to get up, clean up, take care of the kids. Like, don't just be sitting down all day watching TV, because that's what she used to do. whole time, like, she came to my house, like, saying, like, oh, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna be different, but literally did the same exact thing. Laid there. I come home, my baby diaper dang near falling off her butt. Like, my kids are hungry, dirty dishes all around my house, like, just messed up. And, like, soon as I walk through the door, she's sending the kids out, which is like, okay, but, like, can I get 10 minutes, please? Like, can I get 10 minutes? I just gotta, work is not a hobby, okay? I'm going there to work. Like, I'm interacting with people all day. I'm not a person who can interact with people all day. So, when I do, I like to come home and I like to woosah for at least 10 minutes before I handle my kids. So, that was just like, she just started talking mess about me, talking about I'm lazy, like I don't do nothing. I'm just like, that's crazy, you know. But yeah, so being an alchemist is not for the weak. I turned all that all that negative energy and all those negative thoughts into something positive. I dissected everything, you know. I'm able to come out of depression, like, and turn myself into something, you know. And what I did with that is I started realizing what I want to do, you know. What is it that I like? What is it that I want to do with my life? What is it that I am going to do with my kids? You know, like, I want to do stuff with my kids. Like, I was working all the time. So now I stay here, you know, just me and my kids. And I want to teach my kids how to be the best person they be. Like, when they go into this world, I want them to be the best person, to be able to change other people's lives like me, you know. I want them to be able to do that. So I have to teach them that. I have to give them that time, and I have to give them that knowledge, you know. So that's something else that I realized, like, you know, like, what, my kids, they're mine. Ain't nobody gonna teach them nothing but me, you know. So and I need to teach them how to do it the right way. Being around my mom while I'm at work was not doing it. Like, I'm like, I don't want them to grow up thinking like this is how it's supposed to be, because it's not. Like, you're not supposed to be able to just be lazy all. I'm not saying like, okay, you have your day, people have their days, but every day I don't want my kids thinking like that's cool, because it's not. I don't want them to grow up lazy, period. So what I started to do is I started looking at like herbs and stuff recently. This is recent, you know, through my whole thing, but like, I just want to share with y'all stuff that I use during meditation and stuff. So this is one of my favorites. This is my sandalwood Himalayan salt, orange peels, you know, it's all in there. And this is a scent. It smells so good. This is my self-love scent. And sandalwood is very grounding. It keeps you grounded. So if you didn't know anything about chakras, your root chakra is stability and finances and all that stuff, right? So this is helpful for the root chakra and self-love and everything. Pink Himalayan salt, it's the best scent ever, y'all. Like, when I say you don't want to miss out. So good. Then I have another one. This is my eucalyptus oil mist, but it also has rosemary and bay leaf. So this is another good one. I love to use this one during meditation, specifically because it's a very eucalyptus oil is for your throat chakra, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And rosemary and bay leaf are also very good spiritual herbs, right? So it's just very good for opening your mind, clarity and mental clarity and all the stuff like that. So, and it is very deep connection to spirit, right? It opens up your connection to spirit. This is another good one, right? So then I also have my lemongrass, which is my uplifting, right? Oh, so this is enhancing eucalyptus, right? This is self-love sandalwood, enhancing eucalyptus. It enhances everything, your mental clarity, your connection to the Most High, your connection to your spirit guides and your ancestors, right? And this is, I sprayed around my house, my mental clarity. But this one is my uplifting lemongrass, and this is my protection. I use this one to protect. When I spray it, I just think about protecting myself from evil energies or negative energies and negative spirits and stuff like that, right? So I'm gonna spray them all. They all smell so good. This one has the eucalyptus oil, and it has black peppercorn, the seasoning, black peppercorn, like black pepper, but like before you crack it, it's the peppercorn. And then it has thyme, which if you look up black peppercorn or thyme for spiritual uses, you'll see what I'm talking about, right? And even lemongrass is uplifting, so it's a natural antidepressant, and it just uplifts your mood, right? So yeah. And then I have this one, which was the one I started off with, which is my lavender sleep aid spray. Because sometimes, it's hard to go to sleep at night when you're Aquarius and you got your mind running. Also for my kids, because they be fighting they sleep. This one don't want to work. Whatever. Oh, here we go. Good. And this one, it opens up your crown chakra. And if you know your crown chakra, that's where you get your downloads and stuff like that. So yeah. And I think the lemongrass one is your solar plexus, if I'm not mistaken. One of them is solar plexus, right? I don't know. But this one also has lemon pills. I don't know if I told you that. Lemon pills are also very good spiritual use. So look up pink Himalayan salt and orange pills for spiritual uses. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can also look up the bay leaf and the rosemary for spiritual uses, right? And then lavender. So this actually has lavender flowers in it. It just brings out the smell 10 times more. And I spray it on my bed and my pillows, and I spray my kids down when they get, their pajamas on and stuff, and it works like a charm. So that's one thing that I'm working on now. I'm also going to be releasing new stuff. Like, this is just the beginning, right? I turned everything that I've been through into something positive. I've had the sleepless nights. I've had the blockages from God, like people trying to come in between that, but I don't let them. I spray people, but when they come into my house, I spray them with my protection, not playing. Like, you're not gonna bring that negative energy in here. Like, I'll probably spray you all for it when you walk through my door. But if you guys want to check them out, I'll put the link in the bio. I love these scents. I've had people try them. I've sold a couple already. So yeah, but that's my journey as a natural alchemist. Who I am today compared to who I was, like, if I really sit down and think about who I used to be, it's nothing compared to who I am now. Like, I feel like I'm in a higher vibration than I was, and everybody in my life that was in my life at the time, like, I just don't resonate with them anymore. Like, they don't really come around. They don't like being around me. It's cool, like my family, they're very religious. So I just feel like some of them don't really agree with my spirituality and how I decide to express myself with that, which is okay. It's not for everybody to understand. I believe in God. It's not like I don't believe in God. I just don't believe in the God that they say, like the white man with the long hair. Like, I don't believe in that. I believe God is God? How can you put a picture to a man, like, or something that we've never seen before? Like, the Bible that everyone reads is man-made. Like, it's written by a man. That don't tell you something? Like, and then they painted a picture of somebody. Like, who is this man? Who is this man? Who is he? I don't feel like he's my God. I talk to my God, and I don't think that's it. I don't think that's him. Like, the Bible, don't get me wrong, I give props to the Bible because, first of all, who got time to write all that down and make all that up? First of all, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying that it's made up. I think the Bible is just a tool to how you're supposed to live your life every day. It's like a tool of how you're supposed to live your life the right way, you know. But at the same time, I don't want to be in that box of what everybody wants you to be in. Like, I'm not in the box of religious wise. Like, I'm not in that box that these people want us to be in, you know. I've had, like, when I say, like, people think it's like, I don't know, you might think I'm delusional or whatever, but I get downloads, and literally it's like just your intuition. God tells you stuff, and it's your intuition. That feeling in your gut that you get, that is intuition. Intuition, downloads from the Most High, and he's telling you what you need to know. So when you ignore it, you're ignoring what God is telling you. And I can speak from experience, you know. So when I get those downloads, I take heed. I get downloads all day, you know, especially after I meditate. Like, I'll ask myself questions and I'll get my own downloads. Like, I get down, now I won't say like my own downloads, but I get downloads, you know. If that's what you want to call them, you can call them like whatever you want. Intuition. I'm my intuition. You know, the difference between intuition or like downloads and your own thoughts is that you will be thinking about something else, or not. You won't even have to be thinking about something else. You could be thinking about anything, like, and that one thought that pops into your head, like, boop, you wasn't thinking about that, but God wanted you to know. Or say if you're talking to somebody and something just boop right in your head, like, okay, he's lying. Either however you get it, you can get your spiritual downloads through your intuition, or you can get a gut feeling. Like, it's just different, like energy. You could feel people's, I could feel people's energies really like really bad. I don't want to say bad like it's a bad thing, but I can feel people's energies. So that's another reason why, like, I like to stay by myself, because I can feel, like, it's a feeling right here in the middle of my chest when someone's around me, and I can literally feel them when they're going through something. And I have to stay by myself when people are feeling like that. Like, I have to remove myself from the situation, because then if I don't, like, before I started to realize like what I was feeling, like, I would be feeling like that, and I'll be trying to figure out, like, why do I feel like this? Like, I was just doing so good. Like, people's energies, like, you have to be aware of other people's energies, because they will come around you, and their energy you'll start feeling it, and you'll start wondering, why am I feeling like this? And you don't want to take on other people's feelings, you know. So now we're gonna move on to my daily thought. Today, it's accept people for who they are and move accordingly. Move accordingly. Like, I understand that sometimes you wanna see the best in people, you know, just like me, but when someone shows you the true colors the first time, it's just 9 times out of 10, that's who they are. You know, not saying people can't change, but people don't care. People don't care. They care about themselves. You know, at the end of the day, people care about themselves. And so when someone shows you their true colors, you just have to move accordingly. Like, that's just that. You have to believe them the first time, and you have to trust your intuition. Like, if you been through something with somebody and they try to come back around and you're just feeling like, oh my god, you've been through this before, you just get that feeling, like, don't do it. Don't do it. You know, you have to believe your intuition. Like, that's God. That's God. God's giving you that intuition, that feeling. Like, don't do it. So that's my daily thought. And moving on, we're going to talk about embodying the divine. So the divine, you can put it however you want it. God is divine. He has divine energy. He is the most high, you know. So we're gonna talk about embodying the divine. The divine, he is nurturing, caring, and he's nurturing. And what I have written down for that is caring and encouraging the growth and development of other people. Another thing you will experience when you're embodying divine is intuition. Intuitive. You'll be intuitive when you're embodying the divine, having the ability to know or understand things without the proof or evidence. Another thing is compassion. And compassion is caring for the well-being and treating others how you wish to be treated. Creativity. Creativity is to generate ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may solve problems or solve communications or just entertainment for you and others. Strength. Strength is the ability to resist or withstand great force or pressure. You know? Look at me. No, I'm just kidding. And wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to make good judgment and act accordingly based on knowledge and experience. So, yeah. I don't know why I paused it, but that is what I got. I'm just going through my little journal or whatever because I have so much stuff in here. If you guys want to know, I have some numerology. So let's talk about numerology really quick. I believe in numerology and angel numbers and stuff like that because I see them all the time. I've been seeing a lot of 11s, 22s, and 33s and 44s all day, every day. All day, every day. It's always a 144, 244, 344, whatever, you know, whatever number in front. 122, 144, 133, like all day. So we're gonna start with 0. So what I have written down right now, when 0 appears, it's prior to upcoming shifts. So when you see a lot of zeros, it happens before you experience shifts in your life. It appears before anything starts happening. And when you see the number 0, you should slow down, consider your choices of endless possibilities. So yeah, guys, I want you to comment down below what you think about my video. Let me know how you think I did for my first one. I'm gonna be more organized. This was just, you know, a windfall. Like, you know, like I just was like, I need to start recording. I need to start recording some stuff, man. Like, I got too much stuff written down, you know. I need to start getting this stuff out. And whatever. And I also want you guys to comment, like, what you guys want me to talk about. What do you think I should talk about, you know, in my next video. I like to hear your guys' thoughts and whatever, you know, like, comment, share my video, you know, get my stuff out there. We want to make this a thing, you know. I want to start creating content, you know, YouTube videos for everybody. So yeah, thank you for watching.